pitcher really shouldn't be involved in this.
Slow down, Terry.
Don't get too involved here. Oh, he's huffing and puffing. Hold on. What are you calling? No, he's going to get rid of it.
Well,
You can see it in his
yeah,
face.
Terry's only got about 850 behind. 200 quid was like a quarter of a stack.
I mean, if he had a lot more, he could call in some respects, but it's a very big proportion to...
We'll call you all in.
Whoa! He's called you all in. It's a very interesting bet. Call you all in.
Well,
but,
he's got outs, the ace and the deuce, but little does he know what Garner's sitting with behind. I mean, what's Garner going to do?
well, his pants sort of changed colour slightly now. He didn't want that, did he, at all?
I mean, it's the nut flush draw.
And he's got to lay it down. He's got to get rid of it now, surely. He can't afford to be getting involved now, Garner. This could be for everything he's got. Oh, everything that Fletcher's got in front of him.
I mean, without knowing what the hands are, from a straight poker point of view, the raise all in.
You're going all
Oh my
in?
gosh!
Oh, wow, that's brave.
I like it. I mean, I don't know if it's
about that. Well, pitcher must be just absolutely reeling. My prediction late in the is just
Fletcher,
about
don't do it! No, Fletcher!
He folded.
No!
He didn't fold.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Will he be allowed back in Lincoln City?
I'm not sure.
I think it was only about 200 pounds more to him, and there's 1,600 quid in the pot, Steve. Just from pot odds.
Well, it's...
He must have thought he was drawing dead, as it turns out.
It was an ugly tackle. It was an ugly tackle.
Do you think perhaps Fletcher thought he was up against three of a kind or something like that?
Count on the remainder, just let me know.
Well, I think... well, one thing you can say, he lives to fight another day, but he's getting very skinny on muscles.
It's gone really strange because with Fletcher folding that, all of a sudden Garner becomes a big favorite, doesn't he? Now, there are split pots out there where the 7 doesn't play. I think any pair of the board and a high card and the deuce and the 3 are still live for pitcher.
It's not looking good for pitcher, really, though, is it? Let's be honest. I would tell you the stats, the percentages, but they haven't come up on the screen yet. Obviously, if I was Phil Hellmuth, I could tell you immediately.
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me to guess because I'm only good when the numbers are up.
I reckon the chances of a split pot are 14. I can't even read now. Okay.
Oh wow.
Well, he's got a goal in. Has he got the decision as to whether... Can he fold?
Well, it's 340 pounds more to pitcher, and he's counting what he's got.
I assumed he was all in. He's not, is he? Of course,
Yeah,
he
I
can get
think
away from it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think what he's got is about 500 pounds, and this would be all but 110 or something like that.
Might have less than 500 even.
Yeah.
400 perhaps.
As it turns out, I mean, if he knew what Garner had, he's actually... Oh, I think he's getting just about the math to call. I mean, he's just under... He's getting about 5 to 1 here, isn't he? A little over 5 to 1, and he's...
I think he's ready to put this in. The way he's got it held in his hand, he's not ready to fold that. He wants to get rid of it.
It's a question of whether or not he feels like he can play himself back to 7,000 pounds.
He passes.
Oh my gosh!
Good play.
That was one of the strangest pots in memory, Steve.
Fascinating. Fascinating. You've got to question a few of the decisions, but they've...
You got to say that this young man from Colchester United...
Brave move. Especially after somebody had put some other guy all in. But it was nut flush draw.
I mean, Lloyd Garner's nickname is Loose Cannon, and these guys have taken it literally.
But the brute just collapsed.
Yeah, he did, didn't
That's
he?
not the brute we'd come to know and love. He's not happy, is he? Look, he's not happy. Come on, Leighton Orient.
Did you have much? There were so many outs for you and very few for me. So
Well, as the soccer game turns, I mean, it was a lot of really weird plays there.
That was carnage, really, wasn't it? But obviously, it's a game of two halves, so perhaps the second half could be better.
Nice.
The result really good for Garner. I mean,
Ridiculously good for Garden.
Cool.
And a couple of these lads, the Sheffield Wednesday lads and
Nice.
the United lads, are just kept well away from the
Nice.
aggravation there.
All in.
And now, the all-in. Well, picked a nice spot.
2:30. I think she counted last time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's decision time for the Matsman Roberts. I mean, they say you shouldn't call all in with a pair, but he might feel like he's priced in because it's only going to cost him a couple hundred.
I suppose he's got to be a bit worried about somebody to act after him.
Do you think there's a sort of an element of not wanting to go out first on this table, Steve?
Well, there may well be, but a winner-take-all scenario.
Well, I play these all day long.
Unless he plays ace-8 all day long. Don't tell your mates that.
So how much more is it?
Judging by the way they're playing this game, there's been no savers done around the table for this £7,000 winner-take-all.
Cool.
He calls with the worst hand. It's about, is it a 5-to-1 shot to hit?
I think it may be a little less than, maybe a little better than that, but I like pitcher's attitude anyway, don't you? I mean,
Well, desperation.
Wait, no,
You mean desperation's an attitude, is it? Oh, okay, fair enough.
I mean, he's made two big bluffs with the ace-3. Both of them have gone
Well, it just shows how much out of form I am, you know.
plumb up, but
I predicted that
He was the winner.
Terra's going to win it, and all of a sudden it looks like he's going to be walking out that door first for the early bath. And a team talk with a manager that possibly he's going to get dropped next season. He turns them over, he sees the worst, and now he's got to prey on an 8.
yeah, I mean, he's got 200 pounds back, Leighton Orient's pitcher, so it's
Oh, it's the apologies.
it's Fletcher who's really sort of the dry bone here. But 2 times out of 3 by the odds score, he's going to
Still struggles, Bill, even if he loses. Oh, it gets worse, fractionally worse.
That's opened up a fortune of split pots, though. Queens with the ace, king. Oh, what a king
Queen,
or a queen
but not a jack.
or an ace for a split. Not a jack. And at this stage, the 10's going to play. 6. A 6, a queen, a king, or an ace for a split. Is that right? I think so.
It's the Queen.
Yeah. And both survive.
All that anguish for nothing. These blinds are going to continue to go up, and there's going to be a few players under a bit of pressure very soon.
Welcome back to the action. 7 football supporters, all from their respective clubs.
Pass.
The winner will take £7,000.
Pass.
Pass.
And there's another big
180.
hand I'm
Raise
sure that
to
Jeff
180.
Howard, the Oldham athletic fan, loves to see.
Exactly.
And I think they'll be giving him a fair bit of respect as well for this raise. Somebody's going to need a big hand to call this.
I do believe he's found his footing. I think it may have been a little bit... Oh, my.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
And that is respect,
That is
isn't
respect,
it?
yes. And very sensibly as well, not getting too
Pass.
excited here. Well. Ooh, he doesn't... Well, that was a whistle of 3-5. Speech player at his very best.
Some people believe in folding that ace-queen to the raise if you're not going to re-raise with it. But do you think Booth has enough there? 180. He was on about 1100. I think he can invest 180 to see what happens on the flop. I mean, do you think maybe he thinks that if Howard misses, he'll check?
I really don't know here. I think ace-queen does look pretty.
Check.
Check.
I think it was very wise not to raise, but
I thought Howard would check if he missed and bet if he hit. And that flop looks pretty good for 2-10s.
yeah, it's all a little bit passive after the flop, isn't it, this tournament so far? Let's change things fractionally. Flush draw now must be worth a bet.
150.
150.
Oh, so actually, I like that size of the bet as well.
Yeah.
Only because I can see the cards.
But I mean, Booth has to say to himself here, all right, you missed the flop. You missed an opportunity to bluff on the flop. Don't pay now, right? I mean, he's got to fold.
He's got to. He doesn't know for sure that hitting one of his overcards actually makes him the winner.
It's yours.
Pass.
And he won't show.